Good morning, good morning. It's so windy this morning. Sorry, guys. Uh, it's windy, but it's not too bad. It's a little chilly, but happy Tuesday, beautiful people. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm going to start it off today with my thoughts. So, today's thoughts in my head at this precise moment is don't judge a book by its cover. And not because you might see somebody and they look happy, they're smiling, they look like life is like life in, that doesn't mean that they're not going through something. And why I say that is I was having a conversation with my aunt, and it's so funny. Like, you know what I mean? We were talking, and she's going through something, and I'm going through my thing. And she said to me, "It's so funny, that everybody is going through something." And she is so right. And this is why this morning I wanted to speak on it. A lot of people judge people because they might see somebody out there walking. Like, for instance, let me put myself in the equation. Somebody might see me walking and I'm smiling and I'm happy as can be, and they're like, "Oh, look at her. Nothing's wrong with her. She's so happy." But nobody knows behind all that smile, behind all that happiness, I'm getting beat the crap out by life. Like, I'm going through it. Like, I am having pre freaking menopausal heat flash like a mother. Mm. Like, it's kicking my behind. I'm having pain. You guys already hear me last week complaining how the pain is like kicking me up my yang yang, and I'm having it. Like, I'm having it. Like, I'm lifing with this crap that's going through. And all through it, I keep telling myself, just to motivate my own self, I keep saying, like, it could be worse, like, things would be better. So I put a smile on my face, not for people, but for myself, just to kind of encourage myself and kind of push myself to tell myself, like, what, things is going to be better one day. But there is so many people out there that is going through so much stuff, like whether the, with the interest rate that's going on, they can't afford their home anymore, and they are like stressing the hell out because they're wondering how they're going to be able to pay the next freaking mortgage bill, or how they're going to be able to save their house. But behind everything, they keep smiling and pretending to everybody around them that they're okay, but inside they're crying, like they're screaming, they're in pain. And this is where it comes right back to, it's not every time you see somebody, it's good for you to judge people. Not because of what you see people have. It's not good for you to judge people and think that everybody have their shit together. Nobody have their shit together. Everybody is going through something. The problem is some people are just good at hiding it. Some people are just good at putting that freaking slapping that bandage over the freaking cut and just pretending like, you know what, it never happened, and they just wait for it to heal. Sometimes it never heal, it just keep lingering, but every single time that damn band-aid get whole, they just rip it off and they put the next one on. And then there is some people out there who can hide it, and every single thing that goes on in their life, because they wear it on their face. They either, mean crying or depressed, and you know what I mean, they are sad, they're down, like they deep depression, like they can't handle it. But there's people out there who are just good at handling stuff. And this is the reason why I come back to, don't judge the book by its cover. Get the book, open the damn book, read the book chapter by chapter, and learn the book before you make a decision about somebody. Don't just look at people and just say, "Oh, they're fine." It's the same thing as me. I'm going through my shit. But because I don't speak on it and I don't say anything, people might look at me and be like, "Oh, look at her. Oh, she's pretending like she's sick. Nothing wrong with her. She's fine. She's lying." But the problem is, you might look at me and say I'm lying, but the truth is, do you know what's going on inside of me? Do you know what I'm hiding inside? Do you know what I'm battling inside? Do you know the pain I'm feeling and how I'm masking it with all that things behind? Don't judge people. Give people a chance, and if you're not sure, because you see, sometimes you look at the book, and the book might look ugly on the outside. So your first conclusion is, oh, I don't want to read this book. This book is boring. But maybe if you did take the time to read the book, you would realize that that book is amazing. That's the same thing as life. Some people life might look ugly and you look at them as they're boring or they're this and that. And then you go ahead and choose the other person because their life look like they're lifing. They're so happy there's can be, but you don't realize it's the actually boring life person that is actually okay and doing good. And it's the fake happy, ooh, I go lucky person who is pretending like say life is lifing is the one that's going through their shit. So as I said, take the time to know people, ask questions before you judge, and don't be quick to jump to conclusion. And that's what my thought is on this whole thing today is learn people, have sympathy for people, be compassionate towards people, and always remember is not everybody that you see is that seem okay is okay. Sometimes someone wants a hug, but they just don't know how to ask. So sometimes offer a hug. Offer to ask somebody if they're okay. And if they say they're not okay, sit and listen. Don't criticize people even if somebody come to you and they're talking to you about their troubles or whatever they're going through. Don't judge people and say, oh, she's so annoying. It's like, for instance, your friend calling you and they're going through something rough and you withdraw from that friend. And then every time that friend call you, look on the phone. Oh, I don't want to talk to her. She's so annoying. Or he's so annoying. Every time they call him, I tell me about their problem. Me have my problem too, and blah, blah, blah. Do you ever sit to even think in yourself that that day that friend called you and you didn't answer that phone could have been that day you could have saved that friend? Because a lot of time that happen, where that one friend call out for help before they do drastic thing, but you were too busy and you were too up in your feeling that you never thought to take a second and put yourself out of the equation and said, let me be a friend and just listen. People vent because it's therapy to them. And sometimes they just want to let out what's bottling up inside of them so they can move on. But people like us sometimes will stop people from doing that. And that's why a lot of things, bad things, occur in life because we're too up in our feeling and we're too pretend like we're too good to be a friend. So today's lesson and thought of the day is be a friend. Listen when somebody calls. Take yourself out of the equation and give somebody a chance. And with that said, I want you guys to have a beautiful day and remember, never judge a book by its cover and always take a minute out of your time to lend to a friend or a family member or anybody that's going through something because you never know, you could have saved that person's life today. And with that said, have a beautiful day and happy Tuesday.